Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Angel, aka the Angelic Muse, and I am back with another pick a card reading here today. So this one we're going to be focusing on the future of the relationship and its current energy right now. So you have 3 decks to choose from. For the first pile here, you have the black Onyx, I believe. Second pile, we have yellow Citrine, and then your third pile is peach Moonstone. So the timestamps in all decks will be listed down below, as well as my links, because I am an intuitive tarot reader and I do provide distance Reiki sessions for the collective over at my website. You can book me there at www.theangelicmuse.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at theangelicmuse, where I post random pick a cards from time to time, intuitive guidance posts, whatever comes to my mind. It's not my personal Instagram, but you can follow me there as well. It's just my platform, you know what I mean. So anyway, again, timestamps and everything will be down below, as well as the decks that I'm using here today. And yeah, I think that's about it. Without further ado, let's get into your reading. Hey pile one. So if you chose the black Onyx, or the first deck, here is your reading. So you want to start out with your tarot. So as far as your energy, you have the Hanged Man. Your partner's energy is the Four of Swords, while the future relationship advice, or the energy of the relationship, is the Three of Pentacles. So I don't know, for some reason I'm getting the feeling that within the dynamics within this relationship are kind of like at a standstill. It seems like maybe you may be in a space where you're trying to be open to looking at things a different way, with this hangman energy, having a more enlightened perspective when it comes to how you go about managing certain situations, or maybe not even managing certain situations. You may actually be very uncomfortable with this standstill, because the hangman, although they are somewhat forced to be, you kind of have to wait when this card comes out, or you kind of have to be on pause when this card comes out, but you don't necessarily have to be comfortable while you're on pause. So some of you may not really be seeing the benefit of this current the state of the relationship right now, but there is one. Because again, with the hangman, there's another way of viewing things. There's the ability to see things from your partner's point of view, maybe not being so closed-minded, things of that nature. But with the Four of Swords energy, I feel like from your partner's angle, they kind of, their wants in the relationship are more so in regards to like maybe peace and just again taking a break. There's not necessarily any like ill feelings or anything towards you, but this Four of Swords does come after the Three of Swords. So the stage of the relationship may not have been in its best at the time, but or prior to them feeling the way that they do now. But at the same time, Four of Swords gives me like a calming, like I just want peace kind of energy. So it doesn't seem like you both have like any, like I said in the beginning with them, any like ill feelings or anything. It's just kind of uncomfortable right now. And but there's still two people that are willing to work together. They kind of just needed to take a break from things to see another side, or to recuperate, or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure. This is a general reading, so it could be a number of different things. But with this Three of Pentacles here representing the future of the relationship, I do see you guys both coming back together. Maybe some counseling or therapy together may work if you're not individually in it on your own. I do feel like a lot of people just try to jump to And this is just my own personal opinion, but so a lot of people just try to jump to couples therapy or relationship or marriage therapy. Maybe this could be you two, because you're both kind of separate here, taking time to yourselves to engage in therapy on your own, just so that you're able to learn each other, yourselves, in the best possible light. And then in turn, you can come back together. And then maybe as the relationship progresses, engagement, commitments, marriages, things like that, then you can proceed forward with the couples therapy. But I think the first thing you want to do is to look at yourself and not focus on necessarily the other, because you both seem to be taking care of yourselves. It's not necessarily like a codependent type relationship where it's like, oh well, I need you, you need me. And even if it was at one point, it just seems like here you're both just kind of in your own energy and in an isolating period. But you seem to be the one kind of waiting for them to recuperate. I'm not sure. This could go the other way around. Your energy could be theirs could be yours. But the way I'm reading it is as if you're kind of just like in this uncomfortable. I mean, it doesn't have to be uncomfortable either. This could be just something that you both just really need for each other, because there is a lot of benefit to it. The future of the relationship doesn't necessarily have to be an end all, but you both have to do, eventually you got to come back together and make some shake. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. So anyway, let me get into your oracle cards that I pulled for you. So your first card from the Angels of Abundance Oracle says focus on your priorities, and the second one says organize for success. And then your wisdom of the oracle card says to the sea, represented by the number 7. I'm going to read that one from the book in a minute, but focus on your priorities says where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. And then organize for success says, do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action steps. So yes, I mean, this just goes back to, taking the time and focusing on yourself and what it is that you, because at the end of the day, outside of the relationship, you are your first priority. And that's not to say it in a selfish way. It's just to say that in order to be with anybody, you have to know yourself and you have to be able to take care of yourself to an extent in order to invite someone else in to share that world with you. And it seems like you both, are hopefully willing to work towards that. It's not a negative card. So, and then as far as the organizing for your success, again, if you're in this hangman energy and you feel like you're kind of forced to gain some type of enlightenment or clarity on a situation, it's forced is such a, like, you could be forced to do something and it ends up benefiting you. And I mean, I feel like life does that to people in general. Like, it's just a thing that happens. We're always in these uncomfortable situations, and for us it's forced, but really it's just life. Like, so it's all in really how you want to word it. But getting clarity on your purpose and what it is that you have going on is not really it's a necessary thing more than it is for us to take this time. If you are one of the uncomfortable ones here in this hangman energy and you just don't like, you're kind of like, I don't know where this is going, it has ability to go wherever it is that you want it to go with good intentions, as long as you and your partner are willing to put forth whatever it is, whatever the necessary steps are to take. But let me read your oracle from Wisdom of the Oracle. It says to the sea, represented by the number 7, and that is on page 24. So, and it reads, the essential meanings: being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. And then the oracle's message says, isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. The relationship message reads, there are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the relationship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. Okay, so and then it goes on to say your prosperity messages. Everything seems to work out when you stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities to wash over you and wake you up to your most prosperous potential. To get into that flow, you need to address your beliefs about abundance and money. The true meaning of your personal currency lies in your skills, your talents, and abilities, and most important, your core beliefs. Everything flows from your inner world and is reflected in the outer one. When grateful to serve, you align your prosperity consciousness with a higher consciousness. You can expect miracles. Everything you need will come to you easily. And then the protection message says, when external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow even when the tide is going out. Relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within reach again. An ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay at home and repair their nets. So, all of that literally tied, the prosperity, the protection, and the relationship message literally all ties into this particular situation. It's really all in your perspective and how you are looking at the situation. You could take this time alone to really dig into what it is that kind of was hurting the relationship in the first place. Just in, again, going back to the word force, it's life happens to us all, and you can say that you're being forced to do something, or you could just say that's life and flow with it, like the card says, just surrender to the flow of life. If you know that these situations are going to come up within your relationship, or like uh you're going to have these moments that may be uncomfortable for you. You already know that going into a situation, because nothing is ever like, there's going to be challenges and obstacles and things like that you're going to have to learn and grow from. That's a part of life. So if you just view it as, okay, this isn't the end of this is just a pause moment. This is the moment I need to gather myself or gain whatever it is that I need in order to be better when we do come back together, and then we're able to move forward and learn other things and take on other tasks and things of that nature. It does definitely get better. So I think that the future of this relationship, if you both are willing to put forth the effort and surrender and really just embrace the challenge. And I know it's hard when you say embrace, because it's like, who wants to embrace a challenge? Like, nobody wants a challenge. But when you have them come up, look at your partner and know that you're both in it together. The problem is not your partner. The problem is the problem. So learn whatever, focus on whatever it is, like the important parts, like the bigger picture. Don't look so much at the minor things that are causing you to, like, there may be distractions or keeping you from your growth period. You're like, oh, like, you may be in a period of like I don't want to do this, I just want to be with them. Or it may be some codependency going on in this relationship for some of you, not all, but I see the focus on your priorities, and it automatically makes me think that you're not focusing on them. So for some of you, you may just need to get back to you and take care of what it is that you need to take care of, because your partner's going to be there, you're going to be there, and the relationship in itself isn't as much of a cause for concern as you're making it, if you both are willing to put forth the effort. So, Power One, this is all I have for you. I thank you so much for listening. Please let me know if this resonated with you. Let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at theangelicmuse, or book a personal tarot or distance Reiki session with me at www.theangelicmuse.com. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night. Hey, Pal 2. So if you chose the Citrine um, or the first pile. Here is your reading. So, starting out with your tarot, I see here you have, representing your energy, you have the Two of Cups. Representing your partner's energy, you have the Wheel of Fortune. And then representing the energy of the future of the relationship, we have the Hermit card. So, I feel like, based off your energy, okay, let's just start with your energy. Two of Cups, automatically right off the bat, you just seem very open and forthcoming and honest with your partner, and you seem as though you are open. Two of Cups is newer energy here, so it's not necessarily, it's maybe a relationship. This is a relationship that is just starting out, where you're just getting to know each other, or you may have just leaped into a new stage in life, like moving in together, actually committing to the relationship, or um, in addition to the family, anything like that. It's just the start of something new here. But it's the sharing energy. So you seem pretty open with that. With this Wheel of Fortune card here, representing your partner's energy, I do feel like they're in the energy of going with the flow, and just, they may be more like methodical, or I don't know why the word stern is coming to me. I mean, there's this fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or an Aquarius energy within these four here with the Wheel of Fortune. So your partner could be one of those four. It doesn't have to be, but the Wheel of Fortune represents faded moments. So I don't know why it's coming to me as if your partner kind of, maybe this was destined to happen, like they just knew you were the one. Um, but it just seems like everything just fits here. This energy seems very like calm and reassuring and just comforting to me for some reason. Like they just seem more by the book, or maybe you're like more of the fun one here, because their energy with the Wheel of Fortune really sticks out. But it just seems like you both have like an equal, like it's very very balanced. Whatever it is that you lack, they make up for, and vice versa. Whatever they lack, you make up for. It's very yin and yangy, like. And then with the Hermit card here being the future of the relationship, I think it's just a matter of you exploring it more. Like, it's the future of the relationship is just going deeper, and you getting to know each other more, getting to know the ins and out of the relationship, like in this new path that it's in. It just seems like everything is going as is. Why did you click this reading? Say, I'm just joking. It just seems like everything is just cool, like calm, collected, like easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But with this Hermit card here, I do see, with the depth and the growth that you will go into with these mountains here, they do stick out to me. So there will be obviously some hurdles. Everything won't necessarily be all peaches and cream. It may be that way now, because you both have great dynamic, but you both will have some hurdles too. So you just want to be mindful of the fact that the deeper you go, the more you'll find out. So and that's not to say anything bad. It's just to say you're just learning a person. So there may be things that you didn't think would come up, and they may come up. And, it's just something that has the ability to be worked through. This is good energy. So don't allow that to make you fearful of what's coming forward or what's to come. But just know that you both have done the work that it takes to get you to where it is that you are now, whether this is a new relationship that just blossomed, or whether it is a relationship. First of all, I didn't know this incense was gonna go crazy like this. I do apologize. I should have apologized in pile 1, but I didn't. I'm putting this out for pile 3 because it's just that my fan is on, and anyway, my fan is on because it's so hot, but I want the incense going. Anyway, let me get back on the reading. I apologize. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do that now. It smell good though, but shit, it's taking over the damn reading. I'm like, they ain't gonna see the cards in a minute. Anyway, like what I was saying, with the Hermit card, the future of the relationship, I think it has, you both are gonna like, and not, I don't say it in a bad way, but you're gonna have mountains to climb. But those mountains, once you hit them, once you get to the top, and your accomplishment after accomplishment, and you're just like, wow, we did that. I don't know. I just get the feeling like everything is just teamwork over here. It just feels really good. Let me read your oracle so I can see if I can get more insight. Well, I know I will, but okay. So your first oracle from Angels of Abundance says successful funding. The second one from them says have courage to ask for and accept help. And then your wisdom of the oracle card says to breathe. They're represented by the number 29, which also goes to the number 11, which goes to the number 2, which goes to the number you guys. Okay, so anyway, successful funding says your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. And then have courage to ask for and accept help says asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it is as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. So now these are two very interesting cards to come out for a love reading, but I didn't necessarily pull out like ones. But it is pretty interesting that it says, do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into a reality. So I don't know why I'm getting the feeling of like, for some of you, this could be a very specific message, but for some of you, maybe you're thinking of the next step being proposal, or the next step is, and you're worried about like a wedding or ring or things like that. But don't allow money in itself. I mean, don't allow money to dictate your love, because they're two totally different, separate things, and people like to tie the two into each other for whatever reason. But they're, at the end of the day, love and money are two completely different things. Yes, you can show love by using money, but it's not the same. So don't, if you have an idea, you want to be with someone, even if it's not marriage, what if it's moving in with someone or anything like that? Like, I mean, granted, you do want to have the funds to move and to take care of your side or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, if you're like in this big thing where you're like, oh, I want to have this big old house and this and that, but your partner's like, I don't really need all that, and you're still like, I just want to have this big old house that is for you, and like, no, they said they didn't need it. You know what I mean? Don't try to overdo it for the sake of looking good. That's what I'm getting from this card. Uh, and then with the have courage to ask for and accept help, again, I mean, that kind of goes back into this. Maybe if you're the more like dominant or masculine one, you're like the go-getter, you're like, oh, I mean, you can be feminine and very nurturing too and want to do these things. Don't get me wrong. But like that driven, like I want it all for you type energy, that is masculine as hell. So be okay with receiving from your partner. Be okay with um accepting help in the way that you give it. Don't say, like, don't go out your way to be away in a relationship. If this is a relationship that's just starting out and it has the potential to blossom and it's flowing and it's doing its thing, don't go into it thinking you have to overcompensate with money. Like, don't think that you have to, or not even money, but with just yourself in general. Like, just love. Like, don't think you have to overgive. Like, oh, I have to over. No, you don't. No, you don't. Be yourself. That is what got you here. Hopefully, if you were faking the funk, then but that would have came out here. Your genuine self came out, and that is what attracted your partner to you. So continue on with that, because that's what's going to get you far. Especially with this breathe card here. Maybe one of y'all need to do it. You need to just breathe and relax and don't overthink this and think that you're gonna fuck it up, because you're not. Unless you do, but you're not. You're good. So right now the energy is saying you're not. So breathe is represented by the number 29. And it is on page 109. And it reads, the essential meanings are patience, waiting, going slow, wellness, meditation, and trust. Your oracle's message says, patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. Relationship message. Don't be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open, take a breath, and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there is no need for tension. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove difficult. Your heart knows what the ego often resists learning. Patience pays off in deep and meaningful ways. Your prosperity message says, you have worked long and hard, your dreams are coming to fruition, and you want to hurry things along. You are the slow one moving languidly, yet still progressing right now. In a rhythm dictated by your authentic nature, the essence of your dream, and the will of the universe. Slow and steady wins this race. You will indeed win if you relax, stay the course, trust your intuition, and breathe. And then lastly, your protection message says, inertia, laziness, and apathy are signs not of slowing down, but of decay and lifelessness. Wake up and do something to shake this off. Go outside for some air. A walk in nature will remind you that all of life is ensouled and magical. Get some exercise, move out of your head and into your body, and breathe in deeply. Each breath is precious. So, um, all of it does apply. However, naturally for this pile, that relationship message does stick out. So going back to this Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune energy, what I did say in the beginning, you do give the energy that you're giving, and you're ready to open up. And the Wheel of Fortune is just faded moments. It's going with the flow. It's taking it easy. It's going by the book, really, kind of like not by the book, but just like knowing it's gonna happen. Like, so while this energy of being giving, and that's great, and I honestly didn't even pick it up because naturally you want to be that way. I didn't get a sense of over giving. But don't, if you are this in this energy, try not to overgive. Like I said, going here. Actually, I did kind of touch on it. Just overgiving. I'm not sure whose energy that is in the relationship because with the Wheel of Fortune here, so it could be yours. Don't try to hurry the process because it will happen in its own time, and it will happen with the person it's supposed to happen with, which is your person. So don't be discouraged and thinking you have to hurry up and have things this way, this big, this great. Like, no, you take your time, take it easy, and everything will flow in the way that it is supposed to go. This Hermit card, those mountains and things, maybe those mountains there are the ones that'll teach you to slow down. You can't run up a mountain. You can't. So just be mindful, take your time, get to know each other, and maybe you could take a page out of your partner's book in going with the flow. If they're slowing down, slow down with them. Don't jump right into it. Don't, just take it easy. But the future of the relationship does seem slow and steady, but again, it'll win the race. And there's nothing wrong with going slow. Don't think you have to hurry up and be like anybody else, or things got to be on a timeline. No, it doesn't. And if it's on anybody's timeline, it's God's timeline. So, we got to work with that one, not ours. But anyway, Power 2, this is all I have for you. I pray that it resonates with you. If it does, let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at theangelicmuse, or you can book a personal tarot reading or Reiki session with me at my personal website, www.theangelicmuse.com. I thank you so much for being here, and I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or night. Last but not least, pile 3, if you chose the Peach Moonstone, here is your reading. So we're going to start out with your tarot. So for your first card, you have, representing your energy, the Knight of Pentacles. Representing your partner's energy, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. And then for the future of the relationship energy, we have the King of Pentacles. So, well, I see here that, let's start with your energy. Okay, first of all, with the Knight of Pentacles, the one thing about this Knight, as opposed to all the other Pentacles, it's typically not the only one moving in the Rider-Waite. However, it's interesting how in this one he is, but he's not on his horse. Which just gives me the energy of like, maybe you taking an approach to this relationship that is typically what you normally do, but you're more invested in it this time around. Only reason I say it is because he's not. And I've never used this deck before. I've looked through the cards, but I've never used it. So it's just interesting because he's not using the horse that's there. He's actually moving his own body and digging into the 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 details, I guess, of the relationship in this sense, or what it is that where it is that he's going. He's actually walking there himself, so he knows what it takes to get there. Whereas maybe before, and you don't have to be male or female, I'm just speaking on the person in the card, but maybe you're doing things in a way where you're doing it the same way but a bit differently this time, so that you go into it the right way. Not to say you went into it the wrong way, but maybe you did it with the wrong people. I'm not sure. It's just a collective reading. However, there's something that you're doing differently here, and you're fully investing yourself. And then here with the Five of Wands in reverse, representing your partner's energy, it maybe the reason you're doing this is because of the type of partner you're dealing with. You have a partner who's been through some things, and they've experienced maybe heartbreak, abuse, fighting, turmoil of some sense, and you're kind of just trying to figure out the proper approach and how to show your partner that you are not like everybody that they've experienced or people that they've experienced in the past. Your partner seems like they're very much open to the idea of something new. They don't want to fight. They never did. Like, the energy or the people that, or the experiences that they may have had in the past weren't necessarily things that they willingly invited in. It just kind of happened. So, but they do seem very much tired but willing at the same time. Like, they're just like that type that it's like, I'm bruised, but I'm not broken. I am willing to give love one more try. I'm here, and you're the perfect person for them because you're so slow going and you don't rush it. Whereas they may have been in energies where, or attracted to people that kind of just not shitted on them, but they shitted on them. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because people are really like that. And, we kind of try to get away from that. But the reality of it is that we do deal with people who've dealt with people who have dealt with some shit. And, it takes a strong type of person to really take on that challenge of trying to help a person see themselves again. So that's very admirable and noble to do. And it's also very admirable and noble for your partner to go against the grain and, align with someone who is different from what they're typically used to, because it'll benefit them greatly in the long run, especially with this King of Pentacles energy being the future of the relationship. You're going from a knight to a king, so that means the job got done. So, but no, it's just crazy. Like, this is beautiful. You're the relationship, the future relationship with this wolf here. I mean, dogs in general are loyal. They're protective. They're fiercely engaged in loving towards their owner or their partner or their their families and things of that nature. So, and the fire, the fiery energy, the redness in this card really stands out to me. It's just a lot of passion. It's like you turned this entire situation, the dynamic that it once was, into something brand new. Like, you wouldn't even recognize it from the beginning up until now. And I mean, the beautiful thing about the Knight is that although you are going into this situation, you're still shielded and protected as well going into it. So you're not compromising yourself in the end. You still are finding a way to keep your own self and identity while still nurturing someone else. And that is beautiful. So let me get into your oracles here. I'm going to start out with your Angels of Abundance and then go into your Wisdom of the Oracle, which states, first one says partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. And then attracting, not chasing, says anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. So yes, both of these, I should actually switch these around because I feel like one's for one and one's for the other. The fact that you're not chasing after this, you're going into it carefully, cautiously. You're not like, give me your love, like I can fix you. You're like, you know what? If you need that space, I'm going to give it to you. And that is beautiful because you're going to get it right back. That same calm, cool, collective approach. You're going to be able to receive that back as a response versus someone who is like erratic or like, because why give it when you give that when you're not getting it. And again, your partner does seem like they're willing to, they want to let go of the BS from the past. And then partnership says allow healthful, supportive partners into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You're receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed resources and skills. I don't know why I read that. I feel like I read that, but maybe I didn't. If I did, that I switched. I feel like I read it before I switched it, but either way, I feel like that goes more into your partner and their ability to allow and love one more time. Like just be vulnerable in that sense one more time. That takes a lot, especially when you have been through it. You do it, but you're like, is it going to work out? Yeah. So, and then with your Wisdom of the Oracle, it says truth be told, represented by the number 14, which balances down to 5. And that is on page 53. And it reads, essential meanings: honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. And the oracle's message says, there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what it is. Peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. The relationship message says, people tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in a heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based in your personality and experience up to now. A higher truth will be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth and listen. The prosperity message says, Are you willing to do whatever it takes to experience the prosperous life you desire? If you want to be an artist, do you make your art a priority? If you want to be a healer, do you set time aside to learn new things to help you serve? A writer must write and a singer must sing. Being true to your calling is essential to you moving forward. There is another oracle message here too. It's time to have a look at the real honest truth about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about prosperity, about your relationship to money, to compensation, and to meaningful work. Ask yourself, what is true for me? And if you will find the key to abundance. The protection message says, where are you being dishonest with yourself or others? If you're unhappy in any area of your life, look for signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth, even if you don't like what you hear. Acknowledging it will be key to a beautiful new future, where you no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Set yourself free. Nothing less than the truth is required now. And I don't know, for some reason with that, that I felt called to hone in more on the Five of Wands in reverse with your partner. Here. Maybe it is something, there are some things that they're still dealing with here. And that's not saying take on another challenge. These are things that your partner may be dealing with that they have to get through on their own. Not to say they have to do it outside of the relationship, but maybe through therapy or, just any form of self-healing, things of that nature, just so that you're not necessarily taking on the responsibility of being the martyr or the savior in this. Granted, you could come with a more calming and beautiful approach and more tolerable and relationship and marriage minded approach, but at the same time they still have to get, you have to be on the same frequency. So there may be some things that conversations that need to be had, and they may not be the most comfortable, but it's not something that you can't take. They just have to be fully honest with the fact that granted, some things happen. They may have attracted people in the past that weren't for them, but my point is to be honest with both of you. Be honest with yourself and the roles you've played in the past relationships and with the relationship that you're currently in with yourself, because that will be the catalyst that will propel you forward into the next stages of your relationship, so that it's able to successfully, the future is still the King of Pentacles, so you're going to get there. But it's just to make it a little easier. Just, hey, if there are conversations that need to be had, don't try to avoid them. And that goes more so for your partner than you. Maybe if you could find a way to, I don't know, maybe open them up if they're not the talkative type. Because, again, it seems like they've been through some things and they're allowing the support in finally. So conversation may not be as uncomfortable as you think it may be. But the truth itself is very liberating, and it's very freeing to just get it out. You know what I mean? Like it's free to just have that weight lifted up off of you, and just enlighten your energy more. But Pile 3, I thank you so much for being here. This is all I have for you. I pray that it resonates with you. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe. Also, you can book me for a personal session. I do tarot and Reiki distance sessions at www.theangelicmuse.com. And you can also follow me on Instagram at theangelicmuse.com. I thank you all so much for being here, and I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or night.